Love it or leave it.
Here to guide us through the rough, turbulent waters of etiquette in 2023, it's our dear Abby himself, the incredible Ron Perlman. Hi, how are you? Thanks for being here. Nice to see you. Come on in.
Hi, everybody.
Look at this. Look at it. Right wherever you'd like. We've never totally cracked where
Be
people.
close to you.
This is perfect. I like this. How you doing?
Well, what have you heard?
Well, I'm a little bit nervous because you're perfectly lovely and nice, and yet
You really don't know me.
and yet, well, that's the vibe I've gotten so far,
But
and yet,
such a generous approach.
and yet, in your performances and in stories about you in the world, you don't take any shit.
That's completely overblown, and
So you take a lot of shit.
I take a lot of shit. I'm married. I take a lot of shit.
Last year, you called Governor.
I'm so married. I used to be 6'4", and now I'm 5'11". So that's how married I am.
So, just two tall heights as far as I'm concerned. Two versions of a tall guy. One a little taller than the other, both very tall. So last year you called Governor Ron DeSantis a Nazi pig for Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. First of all, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other phrases come to mind about Ron DeSantis lately?
He's no, I think I really spent a lot of time on that phrase. I have a master's degree in English, so I'm qualified to say unequivocally that, Nazi pig. I mean, I really searched the language high and wide I wanted to, have the bon mot,
Right.
and get it right all at once. But no, yeah, he's a fucking Nazi. He's not a Nazi pig?
No, I think Nazi pig is great. I think it's tight. I think it gets to the point. Nazi tells us something about his views and his ideology.
I mean,
Pig,
I'd almost run out of phrases on Trump, but then this guy comes along and you really have to rethink. And people got upset that I just said that. I don't get it. I mean, this is a guy that who's proudly defining himself as somebody who is very quick to scapegoat and, isolate the other so that, him and his grievance friends can all feel superior, whitely superior. And then he goes and bans books. I mean, if that's not a fucking fascist playbook, if that's not what the Nazis were doing, almost move for move, and he's did you see him in those go-go boots?
in the go-go boots?
Yeah, the white go-go boots. Did you see that image?
I don't believe I have. He wore white go-go boots?
He did. Do you remember that?
Do people know about the white go-go boots?
Yeah, I know accessories are important, but come on. Yeah, so Nazi pig.
Oh, it was during a rainstorm. I thought maybe
I'm sorry.
Maybe it was. I thought it was maybe
He looked perfectly dry to me.
Maybe. I thought maybe it was when he was on Drag Race or something. And I think speaking your mind and calling something out, it reminded us of something that happened this week, which is the Cut published an article called "Do You Know How to Behave? Are You Sure? How to Text, Tip, Ghost, Host, and Generally Exist in Polite Society." And a lot of it were about things you shouldn't say or shouldn't do to be nice. But sometimes I think etiquette demands saying something that people need to hear, even if it isn't nice. Sometimes you have to speak up. And so we wanted to run through a few of these to see what your thoughts were on some of these etiquette advice. As someone who famously speaks his mind, this is what their advice was, genuinely. You can callously cancel almost any plans up to 2 p.m. So if you have plans for dinner with someone that night, you can cancel up to 2 p.m. There's ample time for your friend to text around and find another dinner, but by 3, they'll be alone. So you can cancel on anyone by 2 p.m. What do you think about that?
Perfectly fine. And that whole thing about, you made the appointment, so I'm going to charge you the whole $450 for the session. Not that I'm talking about my shrink, but, for example.
How long do you think you need? How far in advance do you think you should be able to cancel the appointment with the shrink? Do you think it has to be 24 hours? Do you think the night before should be enough?
If there was a right way to do it, you wouldn't need the fucking shrink to begin with. You know what I mean? He should know that better than anybody.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
she. I'm sorry if I'm sounding sexist.
That's a really good point, right? If the therapy had been working, I'd have had the wherewithal to cancel this well in advance, but I didn't because my life is a fucking shambles.
Doc.
So where have you been, doctor?
I mean, Doc, you know this is a total asshole thing what I'm about to do, but come on. 6 years.
Maybe if I had a better relationship with my
by
parents, if I had a better relationship with my parents, I'd keep this appointment. Next
Think
question.
about that logic.
Think about that. Maybe think about that. I have a great relationship with my parents who listen to every episode of this show. Next was never wake up your significant other on purpose.
That is so true.
Never? What if you have a really funny idea?
Well, that could happen in your household.
Yeah.
But,
Well, there's
no funny ideas.
maybe there's a rule I should have followed.
I've been out here 5 minutes. There's no funny ideas coming up.
Is it okay to ghost after one date? You go on one date with someone, never talk.
Fuck yeah. I mean, it's okay to ghost like when they get up to go to the bathroom. Like,
you can disappear at any moment.
If you don't know in the first 2 minutes, then I'm sorry. I'm a kind of a shoot from the hip kind of guy. Like,
That's the sense we're getting. Don't wait for the right time to break up with someone. If you wait until January 3rd to break up with someone, they know you wanted to do it before Christmas. So therefore, you should have done it on New Year's Day. What do you think?
I think we're going to have to go to the audience for that one. But
What do you think?
That's a tricky one.
If let's say you've decided, you've come to the final conclusion, it's December 23rd, and you're like, this shit has to end. When do you do it?
On the 23rd.
Oh, right. Okay. Not all heroes wear capes, I guess. Other than that person, you've convinced. You date a couple days. It's now Christmas. Do you do it? Obviously, you don't do it. Do you do it right then? Do you wait till January 3rd, or do you do it in the middle? When are you doing it?
January 3rd.
You wait till the 3rd, 28th, 28th. Technically a work week. New Year's Day. Caroline's done it on New Year's Day, and no regrets.
I think if you appear at this fellow's podcast, then you are working really, really hard to be a good citizen and bereft of hypocrisy, which means you do it on the fucking 23rd, man.
Wow. All right. This, I think, is an interesting one. If your friend is dating someone you seriously object to, you have one shot to sit down and tell them. But then if you miss it, you miss it. That's it. You get one chance to have that conversation. You got to let it go.
I mean, you just got to leave that one alone, man, because I know a lot of really smart people, but when it comes to the affairs of the heart, they're completely fucking bonkers. And they have their right to be. I'm guilty as charged as well. So I mean, but yeah, no, you don't. You leave it alone.
You leave it alone. You don't sit like if let's say it's your closest friend, and they're marrying someone that you're just like you've been holding back this feeling like it's the wrong thing. You don't have that one conversation like I have to tell you before you make this decision. As my friend, I need to tell you I have concerns. You don't do that. You say no. You say don't. You let it go.
Yes, I say no. I let it go because I have said in the past, don't do this. And it's the end of a perfectly good friendship. I mean, it's like...
Right, because they go through with it and they can't look you in the eyes. Because in your eyes, they see the feeling that they have. Because deep down in your eyes, they see the truth.
Yeah.
They're not mad at you. They're mad at the thing you made them feel.
Exactly.
It's something to think about.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a fucking ball over here.
He's having a great time. When you made that Alien Resurrection, which I actually genuinely love, Did you go into that room with the different shaped Sigourney Weaver alien combo horrors? Did you see that room? Did that exist, or was that all digital?
No, that existed. That was practical, as they say in the trade. It was not digital. It was all things that took months and months and months and a lot of artistry to build.
Did they know it was going to haunt people forever? That they just, when they're falling asleep, they would picture a creepy half alien, half Sigourney Weaver, dying creatures saying, "Kill me"?
No, they didn't know that at all. That was completely. Did that happen?
Happened to me. I
Holy
think about
shit,
it all
no.
the time.
I laughed
Movie
my-
fucks
I
me up.
laughed my
You
ass
thought that was
off.
funny?
Fuck, man.
That movie
Look at that.
freaked
Look
me
at-
out. I was too young.
He got an elbow coming out of his ear. Shit. That's so funny.
All right, I always wanted to ask you that.
And now you have.
All right, inspired by your Ron on Ron violence, we would we would like to now open it
And boy, who hasn't watched Ron on Ron when, on those lonely nights at 3 a.m.?
Sometimes even earlier. So, in the spirit of etiquette around telling somebody the truth, like Ron DeSantis, we want to hear a scenario from someone in the audience. If you have a question for Ron about whether or not you should say something to a friend or someone in your life, really kind of, if the etiquette allows for you to say "fuck off," please ask. Brian is out there. Please raise your hand if you have a question. Do a couple. So this is basically our version of, on. You get it? Pearls of wisdom.
Yeah, no, and I remember making that face right before I came out here.
Right? So.
Oh, that Jon Lovett.
Oh, did you? Is it happening? It's happened again. Fuck. Power through, John.
You put yourself in the line of fire. This is what happens.
So, on a lot of message boards on Reddit, you can say, "Am I the asshole?" But this is where you're going to ask the question, "May I be the asshole?" All right. So, where is a moment in your life where you've said, "I want to be an asshole"? Is it allowed? Okay. Please raise your hand if you have an example of a story or something in your life where you want permission to be an asshole. Think about it. Someone here's got something. You always hesitate for 30 seconds, and 14 hands go up. There's one. Hi, what's your name?
Can I stay anonymous?
Absolutely. Just say a name.
That is
Just
a total asshole thing.
Susan.
To do right there.
Susan. Hi, Susan.
Susan.
What's your question?
So I was moving, a friend of a friend taking over my lease. And I think she mistook me as person moving out and giving her a great deal on a great apartment as like her real estate broker. She wanted to come over 4 times, take measurements. She was like, just texting me question after question after question. And now, even after I moved, she's like, "There's a suspicious van outside. Have you seen this van?" And I'm like, "I don't live there anymore. Why are you texting me?" So I would have blocked her before, but she's a friend of a friend. So how soon can I block her? It's been 2 weeks and I'm still getting texts.
Oh, man. I mean, if you haven't blocked her by now, you may as well just write it off as entertainment value. Obviously, you're dealing with it quite well. You seem well adjusted and everything.
Yeah, I think if you block them now, they're gone from your life forever.
That's
what I want. I'm pretty comfortable with that. Good luck, Susan.
So we have a difference of opinion.
Yeah, we have a difference of opinion. Anyone else have one? Hi, what's your name and what is your question about whether or not you can be the asshole?
My name's Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Can I be an asshole if the guy I'm hooking up with is uncircumcised?
What would that sound like? I mean, I know what it'll look like because, after all, I played football in high school, and it was not a particularly Jewish school. But anyway, enough about me.
But enough about Ron. What
would that sound like?
Yeah, what is being?
Give us an example.
What do you mean? What do you want to say?
What's the asshole
point
version
and laugh?
of that?
I have to go to the bathroom.
You mean just like?
And you leave? I don't know.
Well, this is here. Here's the thing. There was one moment, and only one, where you learned this. So I guess it's just sort of like, do you keep hoping when you go back you're going to find something
I guess
else?
the answer would be
That's what's confusing to me. Like, you can leave whenever you, I mean, obviously,
guess
you
the question
you
would
can
be
check out of that
why?
whenever you want.
why.
What?
The question would be why.
Why what?
Why don't
Everyone
you-
wants to know.
Why aren't you I don't know. Get out that.
Okay. So, okay. Is what you're saying? Are you saying that you wished you liked this person, but you would like them to be circumcised?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
How long have you been dating?
Well, about a month.
About a month?
Yeah.
That I feel like I don't know what anniversary the I'd like you to get circumcised anniversary is, but I gotta think it's gotta be pretty fucking locked up. You know? And do you agree?
I'm really stuck on this one. I mean, I always carry a cigar cutter around with me.
That's an asshole move.
And you could just walk in with a cigar and a cigar cutter, and and then see how that works. Now you go.
Yeah. Like you're trying to you're just trying to incept the idea. Thank you, Elizabeth. We're baffled. It's a really good question.
You stumped the band.
You stumped the band. Anyone else have one? We have one over here, Brian. Hi. What's your name and what's your question?
My name's Susan. I would like to. I'm a mail carrier and I deal with a ton of stray dogs. That's a real thing. It's not like just cartoons. They'll chase you and stuff.
How heavy are the men you're carrying?
That's nice.
Sorry, Susan.
My question is, when I see someone, just when I'm not at work, walking their dog without a leash, am I allowed to yell, "Get that fucking dog on a leash right now"?
Yeah,
Totally.
100%.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, sick. I've always wanted to ask you that, Ron.
Thanks for your question, Susan.
No problem.
Let's do one more. Of course you can do that. Dogs are scary and they're not on a leash. You don't know. Why are you can't trust people. Yeah, get that dog on a leash. Not if they're tiny, but if they're a dog's dog, they got to be on a leash.
The tiny ones can get through gates and shit.
The tiny ones can get through gates and shit. Thank you for. It's a lot to think about.
My dog bit a man's thumb off. Remember that?
Yeah, that's true. Brian's dog did bit a man's thumb off. That's all resolved legally.
Yeah, we're good.
We couldn't talk about it for a while. That's absolutely a real thing that happened.
So yeah, you should be afraid.
I'm going to end by telling you a joke. Two old Jews are sitting at a deli. One old Jew says to the other, "Hey, Morty, are you getting Hey, Morty, are you getting any on the side?" And Morty replies, "They moved it?" Ron Perlman, everybody. Thank you so much. A legend, Ron Perlman. Come on. He thought he was talking to Jon Lovett.